When you grow up in a lake house, you learn to swim before you learn to walk. So it's pretty safe to assume that I was a water kid. But even water kids can have water troubles. And these are a couple of mine. We're out at this river. I think it's California. Pretty rough river. Got a nice flow to it. So you know you can't get in. But you're a water kid and you want to mess around in the water. So you dangle your feet in and it just swept me off of the bank that easy. Now how it was set up, there was these strategically placed boulders and throughout this river, and lucky for me they were. Now it wasn't super deep, or honestly it wasn't even just deep, but all of the rocks in there, like on the floor of the river, were extremely slippery. So there's no like grabbing it and like holding yourself in place. So I'm not sure if I'm like yelling and things, but I am 100% thrashing and trying to like get hold of these rocks on the bottom to try and like stop myself from getting dragged out further and further into this river. So I don't know if it was asking for help or just being witnessed, but the stepdad sees me and starts jumping on these strategically placed boulders that may have been put there simply to save my life one day. So they wrapped around to like the area that I was at, but they also ended there. So if he would have leapt any slower, or if I would have fought any lesser, then I probably would have met my end that day on some random river in the middle of nowhere. The second time was much more of like an actual drowning experience. Whereas, the river is just gonna bash you around, end you through thrash rather than submersion. Oh, whenever we were in high school, there was this runoff area, which is basically just disgusting water that washes out from the neighborhood, and there's a little stream that it all washes into. And we'd swim in it, because we were dumb as hell, and you're a water kid. Well, sometimes it would be a little more, turbulent than others. So if there was a heavy rain or something like that, it would be a lot more dramatic swimming hole. And it had a little runoff area that created about a 7-foot waterfall. And we would jump off of it into pond-esque area below that. And this was one of those heavier days. So the waterfall was putting out a bit more force than usual. So we're all jumping off of it, swimming around, just having a time and whatnot. And I learned something new that day. I jump off, and I guess I'm too close to the waterfall. I'm practically like in it. Or whenever I hit the water, I'm on the bottom, under the water, submerged. And I'm just held there. I cannot move. And I'm practically just standing on the bottom of the water, trying to jump, trying to push forward or back, and I am just stun locked there, literally immobile. My brain's not really like panicking yet, because I'm just like, this is weird. This is not quite shocking, but it's very odd. Not realizing how problematic of a situation I am in. But then it does slowly start to creep in on you that, oh frick, I cannot get out. So I start trying, and my arms are like flailing around, just trying to get hold of as much water as possible to try and force my way out of there. And again, I don't know if I was seeing or if it was just blind luck. But I'm waving my arms around, trying to like swim my way out of there. And I feel someone's hand, and Like I said, I don't know if they just so happened to be there or if they were understanding the situation and reaching out for me, but it felt like a reaching out situation. I grabbed their hand and they helped yank me out of there. And, you're a youngster, so you don't really even like process of how bad the situation was, You're like, oh, sweet, I got pulled out. Frick yeah. So you just go about your day. But I do wonder if they intentionally saved my life or if it was just a blind luck thing. But it was crazy. And that's just two ways how you can almost drown. If you've never had an almost drowning experience, I would say I wouldn't recommend it. If people seem to enjoy this, I have other stories. And if you stayed this long, I appreciate it. It'd be awesome if you clicked all the things you're supposed to click, typed in some words in the comment area, maybe even comment a little piece of a drowning story you may have had. But I'm Bali Sachi, and those are my drowning stories.